Well, Jordan-Canty is joining us here. It's about an event on Tuesday this week, which is this demonstration that's taking place outside of the Tynwald building. It's about Manx Gas. Well, it appeared to be initially. It seems to have grown slightly. And I think we should explain first of all, are you a group? I mean, are you just something that you met together on Facebook, or have you formed yourself into some sort of mob? Not mob in that sense, like, how do you describe yourself?
It all started on Facebook when people started saying about their tiny gas usage and their massive gas bills. And it snowballed from there because Manx Gas agreement is something that we feel is not in the best interests of the people of the Isle of Man. And then we began to look at all the other things that aren't in the best interests of the Isle of Man.
Is this a Facebook group, is it? I'm just trying to get my head around what you are, what sort of group.
Barry Murphy has started a Facebook page which is specifically about the Manx Gas charges.
Yeah.
And tomorrow there will be a huge contingent at the march about Manx Gas. And when we are finished at 2 o'clock outside the House of Keys, we're walking down to Murdoch House together to let them know how unhappy we are.
Okay. The Manx Gas people, who obviously speak for themselves and have been, saying basically that it's just a restructuring, it's you pay more than the sum it appears because you're paying this standing charge, but overall, in a year, most people are paying less. Do you accept that at all?
Not in the least. Not in the least. The less you use, the bigger band they put you on, and your bills just go up and up and up. And I hear what they're saying, and I'm sorry. I think they're being a little bit economical with the truth.
Okay. So your point tomorrow, what, placards on Tuesday? This is on Tuesday, of course, we're taking this on Monday. Placards, horns, silent. What sort of demonstration were you expecting?
Expecting it to be peaceful and quiet. I'm hoping people will make placards. I haven't had time.
And how many people are you expecting?
Many, many more than you might think. I've had a huge response on my personal Facebook page, my personal inbox. I've had hundreds and hundreds of people pledging their support. Now, that doesn't mean to say they'll show up, but the thing is, there's going to be so many people there. You're not going to feel conspicuous. You're not going to stand out in the crowd. You're going to be part of many. People
might say you like demonstrating. I mean, in fact, I think the last time we talked to you, you were outside the steam packet building at one-woman demonstration almost at that stage. Is it something you do?
No, it's
take
not.
To quite
it's
easily?
Just that there is no other way to get the attention of the Isle of Man government and get them to understand we're not impressed.
But they are stuck in a contractual arrangement at the minute, so they can't just change
Yeah, well,
it.
that's really whether you think that is a valid agreement. Mr. Quirk and I believe Mr. Henderson signed the agreement, and we'd like to hold them to account for why they agreed. But this goes into a bigger issue of the Office of Fair Trading.
Well, Mr. Perkins says that's all been checked off, and
yeah, no. I know legally that's possibly how he views it, but when something is signed by someone without consultation with the public and it is detrimental to the public, we have people who are going to freeze this winter because they can't afford the heating.
Okay.
And they need gas to cook. Every council house on the island is fitted with gas. They don't have a choice to switch to oil or something more reasonable. They are stuck with it and they are scared.
Mr. Cameron went on the offensive about all this, saying, there's nothing particularly untoward with this, and this is all just part of the agreement that's in place, which we keep going about. What do you expect to achieve then? I mean, some radical U-turn on that particular subject, or is it bigger than that?
Best case scenario, we'd like to rip it up and renegotiate with either one of the Irish or Scottish gas suppliers. We're connected to them by pipeline, and we can switch one off and switch the other one on. And please remember that Manx Gas may sound Manx, but it's a huge energy conglomerate that works out of the Channel Islands, and we are nothing to them. Absolutely nothing to them.
I believe you see a bigger picture for this whole movement, if you like, about austerity. Is that right?
Absolutely. Austerity does not work. It restricts the amount of money that people have to spend. The economy shrinks. Now, this has been proven over and over again by economic experts. Austerity is simply a callous and absolute disregard for the well-being of the populace.
Have you got any other plans then besides this event on Tuesday?
Absolutely. We are getting requisition letters signed for every single ward, every single seat. We need a minimum of 12 registered voters to sign each. We're going to ask the captains of the parish to call an MHK's requisition meeting, which they have no choice other than to attend. We have a list of questions for them, and they'd better have the right answers, because we have no confidence in them. They do not demonstrate any care at all for the people of the island.
Hang on. You're putting everyone in that same boat? All the MHKs?
No, there are a handful of them that are people of integrity, and they are giving us wonderful support. They're keeping in touch with me, and they are.
Okay.
They know that they are going to be subjected to the same thing.
Do you see yourself as a political party at some point then? Would you be seeing yourself standing in by-elections?
Absolutely not. I've been there, done that, won an election. Not going to do that again. But what we do need is a complete shift, a complete reboot. In the last 30 years, the finance industry and then the gambling industry have taken the Isle of Man down a road where we've got so many of the population on minimum wage. We have these huge companies making huge profits, which they're giving to their shareholders as huge dividends. And we need people to be paid a wage for the work that they do.
Okay.
We need to reboot.
You sound like a political party almost. You sound like
I've had enough. I came here in the 1970s. My dad and I agreed this place was paradise. And it was. And then we got offshore status. And then all those funny little things that used to happen that suddenly went out of all proportion. And people started worshipping money. They started caring more about money than people. It's not acceptable.
So you see higher taxes then as a way of solving
no,
these
not
problems?
higher taxes at
How
all.
do you balance the books then?
Oh, like the people who are getting the money to make a fair, not super tax, anything like that. But there are so many people earning a lot of money on the Isle of Man, and we have a structure that allows them to avoid paying tax. It's immoral.
Okay.
And you cannot have little old ladies not having hip replacements so that some lawyer or well-paid person can have another Lamborghini. Not acceptable.
Okay, so Tuesday, is it 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Outside the Tynwald buildings.
Indeed.
And then see how it goes from there?
We'll walk down to Manx Gas and let them know that we're not impressed with them either.
Okay.
But that won't be till 2 o'clock.
Right. And as always, we're open to Manx Gas or anybody else who wants to come and give us a different opinion. Anytime, do contact us here at MTTV. And we'll be there Tuesday to see what happens.
Well, this isn't about a political party. This is about the population of the Isle of Man who deserve better.